Hey, what's up guys, it's Alliteration Gaming here with our Metroplex Deck profile. My good friend Logan's going to be taking this one away.
How's it going, guys? Alright, we're going to show off this this giant meme of a card and his 4 hidden pals.
Where'd they go?
So obviously the main objective of this deck is to get off this Metroplex effect that before playing it I thought sounded a lot crazier to get off than it actually is. It actually seems to go off pretty consistently. So with his teammates here, it's pretty easy to get extra bold out of them because this is a bold focused deck. Because obviously the more cards you can flip, more likely you are to hit this meme ability. So I guess we'll go ahead and start getting into the cards. First thing is actions that give bold. Can't go anywhere without height advantage. This is clearly the single best Titan card there is.
The one Titan card there is? I hate you, Logan.
Single best. It's the optimal Titan card. Supercharge, which is just going to be a bold 3. It's pretty much all the actions you can run to give bold. So other than that, you're going to go into the second most important mechanic in this deck, and that would be to flip Metroplex as much as possible.
So we get a good combination of rollout and rapid conversion. This one flipping all of your guys from bot mode to alt mode, letting you get an extra deploy, and then rapid conversion just simply being a flip to any mode from any mode.
Obviously, in your opening hand, you definitely want to start with one of these. It pretty much sets up, really just sets the tone for the game.
Absolutely sets the tone of the game.
Other than that, you're going to want some draw power. Not too much of it though, which is why we're actually not going to run Rally the City.
So we got, again, a nice split of incoming transmission here, letting you draw 2 and then stacking one on top of the deck. So, you know, just helping you get the Metroplex effect started off, and then backup plan and just scrap your hand and draw 3 cards. So again, you're trying to dig for those pieces to get your Metroplex engine going.
We're not really looking to control too much, so we're not going to run Reboot here. Found backup plan to be fine. Next one, Security Checkpoint. This is more ran because it's a double blue than it is ran for the actual effect.
Simply revealing hands and scrapping all upgrades. Again, with no other controlling elements in this deck, it's not extremely powerful. Sometimes it goes off, but for the most part, it's there for those pips.
Next we're going to have Upgrade Hate. We're not really running Ramming Speed because we need white pips more so than we need any more orange pips in the deck.
Yeah, just getting a bouncing upgrades, bouncing force fields, bouncing anything that gives tough, bouncing weapons that have to be put back on, things like that. Helping control and keep that white pip status up.
Next we're going to go with Force Field.
The almighty force field.
Metroplex has 1 billion health as it begins. Why not make that harder to go through?
Yeah, we need to keep Metroplex alive in this deck, so just reducing attacks that are huge, especially like against aggro decks.
And again, we have to find more reasons to run more white pips anyway.
Yeah, so you do need that white minimum anyway.
Protected by Metroplex. This is probably one of the single most important cards in the deck. Being able to keep your little guys alive by letting Metroplex soak that damage.
Yeah, being able to maintain some kind of board as you get the little guys out and together is kind of like the key.
So this next card is actually 90% ran because it's a double pip.
God, it's almost like the whole deck is designed around a flipping ability.
There's actually 0 way to get any of this effect off.
Aside from just having +1 attack.
Yeah, it's just +1 from the utility slot, which makes it viable.
Because they didn't make Metroplex a leader.
Weird.
He's a mother. Yeah, he's a mother.
Next we're going to go to the weapon. Flamethrower is really the only weapon you really want on Metroplex.
Yeah, you only want bold on him.
I tested Energon Axe. I even tested Crossbow for the extra meme. And I really found nothing better than Flamethrower. Every time it was on, I never wanted to replace it. Then of course the obligatory double pip cards, because they're double pips.
Yeah, these cards are garbage, but this guy's not. And this ability is not garbage. When you get it off.
It is notable to mention a few cards that I had kept in mind. I'm thinking about swapping out handheld blasters for heroism, because the ability to soak your character's damage up with Metroplex is a core mechanic to this deck. So having 6 of that instead of just 3 of that does seem really good. Another card I thought about was Swap Missions. It's a really good card, but if you do not have any little guys out, it does kind of become dead. So I didn't really know how I felt about it. And this next one is not so much Not a card I would choose to run, but I know a lot of people see a lot of value in Datapad with Metroplex.
Yeah,
being able to guarantee that first slot being something you want is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, putting like any of the double ones just to set up like a third of the Metroplex.
But personally, for me, I think when you're flipping 6 to 8 cards anyway, I don't really think setting up the first one is crucial enough because you have no idea what the next 5 are.
Yeah, building up the consistency is just superior.
So that's pretty much the list I ran here. A lot, I would say most of this deck building was due to pip ratios, more so than the card effects themselves.
Yeah, from what it seems like, if Metroplex's bot ability isn't going off, like, you're not winning.
You do seem to lose a lot of steam.
Yeah, that ability has to go off.
So,
how do you feel about matchups for this deck right now?
Matchups right now, tankier decks don't tend to beat it unless they throw a lot of Pierce down your throat. Pierce really is a good way to burn this. I did get to try the Dinobot matchup because I know a lot of people online think Dinobots is kind of the key to beating this. I will say Grimlock swinging at me was terrifying.
Grimlock's a dog.
But due to the fact that Metroplex does actually hit for double digits, it wasn't as oppressive as people kind of think it is. Other than that one, I think high aggro is a little terrifying, but force field kind of makes it not terrifying.
Yeah, as long as you keep your force fields on for the big attacks, especially because like a lot of the aggro decks right now, you can see the big attacks coming.
Yeah,
you know when Grimlock's going to swing for 17.
Absolutely.
You know when Wheeljack's going to hit for 14. You know when.
Yeah, you know when Insecticons are about to swing out. Like you know when these decks are about to do this thing, and because you're running a bold deck, you kind of get your force fields back pretty consistently. Because once they're popped, I mean, you're burning through your deck so freaking fast.
Yeah, I mean, combined
you're
with
bound to get it back.
Yes, combined with 6 Dinochomps in your deck.
Minus the core mechanics of like adding bold, flipping, and soaking, a lot of your toolbox comes out of these little characters doing a lot for you, honestly speaking. Because like there's upgrade hate coming from Scamper.
Scamper's removal is amazing.
Burn damage coming from 6-gun.
And then the static bolt that
the
all of them give.
Burn of Slammer is just way better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I mean the second you get like 2 of these guys out, Metroplex having like built-in bold 2 on him is also like fantastic.
But I will say, first impressions of Metroplex, this deck is absolutely hilarious to play. Just something about turning this guy and flipping him is just actually hysterical.
Your opponent sits out with a manila folder, you know what I'm playing?
But the deck actually ended up being just way stronger than I thought it would have been. I think this is like the definition of the peak of a tier 2 deck.
Yeah, I can absolutely see that. I think this is a really good start for Titan card design. Yeah,
I am really excited to see where they go for the Titans from this.
Yeah, I mean they tease Triptychon for us right now, so we know we're getting more Titans. So I wonder if a lot of them are going to be like kind of locked to this core design of like flipping colors to be able to tap each enemy, because like I think this is not necessarily a Metroplex ability as much as it's like a Titan ability.
He does see,
because you really want to tap your opponent out before they can tap out.
Yeah, his bot mode isn't really thematic as much as his alt mode is. His alt mode does scream, "This is Metroplex."
Yeah, because it's the city. He's deploying the drones.
So, but yeah, I've actually had a pretty consistent win rate with this. Hand disruption being probably the hardest match I've faced so far. But I think with enough practice, it wouldn't actually be that hard of a match.
Yeah, I can see that. Metroplex definitely has a lot of potential, especially because we've seen this just is a generic Titan card, so future Titans could also have generic Titan cards.
Yeah.
So Metroplex has a lot more potential to get better.
Also, the first misconception I had of this deck was everyone was saying you don't want to go first in this deck. Literally, everything I watched was like you never want to go first. Realistically, if you see the ability to flip, if you get one of these flip cards in your opening hand, going first is actually much better than going second.
Yeah.
Because turn 2, you're gonna get to play like a flamethrower, and you're gonna get to summon somebody and still swing with Metroplex.
And at the end of the day, your opponent's gonna tap out at some point, no matter what. Against you, simply because of character advantage. So it's probably just better they do it while on a turn they can only play 1 card.
Yeah, with their limited card use on their turn 1, I think it's actually okay.
It's actually not too terrifying.
Yeah, I think it sounds a lot worse than it is.
Yeah.
I think for sure.
Yeah, I think as we see more cards too that come out, like this is a deck solely based on the pip. So I think as we see, like if they do give us more like double orange or double blues or more of each of these, to where like we can run a deck that will be like purely those. Like this deck could get a lot better in terms of being able to see the Metroplex ability really, really consistently.
Absolutely. This is definitely one of those decks that we're gonna have to keep
a very close
every time a new set comes out.
Yeah, every time we see a new card.
Because if we can keep the same pip count, but card effects get better, this deck will continue on. It will not be just
because this deck definitely treats mediocre effects for Meshplex's broken effect.
Absolutely, that effect when it does go off is very impressive, especially if you get it off like 2 turns in a row.
Yeah, 2 turns in a row.
Really impressive.
Yeah, because like then you get to attack with all of your other guys. But like if you're seeing these cards too, so like, you can keep all your little guys alive. Like you're getting to tap out on your opponent. So like the situation everyone says that kills Metroplex, you're now in that situation against the enemy.
I did notice one of the bigger things I did notice against like a Living Weapon Megatron deck. I was preventing him from getting that Megatron big swing setup because every time it was right before Megatron's turn to swing, I would get off Metroplex effect. And he would just lose the ability for all that setup he'd been doing from his first 2 taps.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then, like, if you can see these cards consistently to deploy dudes to where, like, you can deploy a dude to swing with, so you don't have to swing with Metroplex when it's their turn. Like, this kind of goes for all decks that, like, have a big swinger on their team. If you can deploy a little dude before that big swing and just force them to put the big swing onto one of the little dudes, it's, like, insane value. So you kind of have a lot of, like, control over what takes damage in this deck.
But yeah, other than that, I think Metroplex is probably a good deck to pick up. It's way more fun than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, and I mean, really, like, to upgrade this from the starter set isn't too crazy. Like, since it's getting, like...
We kind of priced it out last night. It actually wasn't too expensive to upgrade the starter deck, because we're not running those expensive cards like I Still Function or Beast Through Tyrannies.
Yeah, because those don't have a place in this deck.
They have 0 place in this deck, so the most expensive card was, like, Matrix.
Yeah, so like, as long as you get, like, Matrix, Checkpoint, and Rollout, you're pretty much set from there. Like, the rest of the deck just comes in the package, basically.
Yeah,
you get 4 skills. You get 4 skills in the box.
Yeah, you get a 3 of in the starter deck.
Yeah.
You get 3 of the Titan cards. Like...
Yeah, I think anyone looking to pick up, like, a really solid beginner deck, too, like, this is really fun. It's also, like, it's fun. Like, this is purely fun. Like, Metroplex is so fun to flip and to play.
Mostly because he's, like, the size of a book.
Yeah, it's just... this deck is, like, actually a blast play. When you get that Metroplex ability off, it's like, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, I would definitely recommend this deck to anyone who wants to just get like a solid cheap start into the game and have a little fun. You know, as the game kind of comes out, we're still getting more testing in the waters for it. But yeah, thanks for showing off your Metroplex deck, Logan. We'll see you next time, guys.